Hey guys, it's Amit from Unlimited Elements. In this tutorial, I'm going to take you through taking some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and creating it into your own Elementor dynamic widget. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to take this box, which is a really simple box with some social icons, and when you click on the box, it opens like some description, and of course you can put as many of these as you want to create like a contact list sort of thing. And over here we have some icons, and each one of them is going to open the email, one of them is going to call, and you will be able to add as many icons as you want, for example WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple, but I'm going to take you through it step by step. So I got my HTML, CSS, and JavaScript ready, and I'm jumping into WordPress. Inside of WordPress, I've got Unlimited Elements for Elementor installed, which is a widget creator and widget library. This is the library, and you can hover over any of the widgets and click install or preview to preview them. And if you don't find what you like, you can create your own widget. So right now we're going to create our own widget. Just make sure before clicking add widget that you're in the correct category that you want to add that widget to. So I'm going to click add widget. I'm going to give my widget a name. It's going to be called contact box with social icons. Perfect. Click tab. Widget name is populated and add widget. It's been added to the list over here with a thumbnail, and we can click on the pencil button to edit it. Perfect. We're in editing mode. Let's give this one a icon, so maybe like a person or something like that. A user icon, because it's a contact box that will contact someone, a user. And inside the HTML, we can just grab our HTML and paste that inside. Perfect. We got our HTML. Next thing we want to do is copy our CSS. Same thing with JavaScript. And the next step will be changing this ID into a dynamic ID. So I'm just gonna choose that, and over here I'm gonna click UCID. Inside of the CSS, wherever we have this ID set up, we can replace it. Perfect. And the last place we need to do this is inside of the JavaScript. So one and two. Seems we have everything set up. And before testing it, I just want to make sure I'm loading jQuery into my widget. To do that, we need to go into the JS CSS includes and mark the jQuery checkbox. This will load the jQuery library, since in the JavaScript I'm using jQuery functions. By the way, if you're going to write your own JavaScript, make sure instead of using the $ for jQuery that you just write jQuery with a big Q. This prevents conflicts that may happen with other plugins or add-ons or stuff like that. So I think everything's set up. I'm gonna save by clicking update and go into pages. To test this out, I'm gonna add a new page, edit with Elementor, and let's search for the word contact. Here it is, contact box. I'm going to drag it inside, and perfect. We can see our contact box over here. I see it's also working, so that's cool as well. but it's not taking full width, so it means we need to change something in the CSS. So let's jump into the CSS, and over here I have limited it to max width 500. You can leave it if it suits your needs, but in my case I prefer it to be responsive and take full width of the column inside of Elementor. So I just took the CSS off, and now it's looking as I wanted it. And we can start making the dynamic field. Since you see when I click on it, we can't edit anything. So now it's time to start editing. And let's add our fields. Inside of the HTML, I'm just going to copy the first title, go into attributes and click add attribute. We're going to add a attribute type text field. I'm going to call it title and a default value, and add allow font editing. Inside of the HTML, once we have it selected, we can just click on the new attribute that we've added on the right side. These are the actual fields. Click update, and if we go back into Elementor and refresh, go into editing mode, you can see we can now edit the title. So let's put in my name. Perfect, and you can see it's changing. Let's continue to the other fields. So next field is a subtitle. Very similar to the title. Nothing different over here. And we click on it on the right side. For the description, I'm going to use a bigger box, and there are two options. We can use or text area, or we can use the HTML editor. So depending on your needs. For me right now, I think the text area is fine. I'm going to call the field description. Perfect. And I've added the default value. Default value, what it means, it's the text that will be added to the widget when you add the widget to the page. So you do need to think about that and what you want to put over there. Let's just make sure everything's working as we expected. First of all, we need to save. Yeah, this looks good. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to duplicate this so we can see how it looks when we have a longer list. So there's some kind of conflict going on over here. Maybe if I save and refresh, it's going to give them different IDs. Yeah, perfect. Great. So next thing we want to do is we want to take care of these icons and make them editable. So we have a list of icons, and take in mind that each user can determine how many icons are in this list. So we don't know that's going to be only 2. It can be more than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to into item attributes, and over here we're going to click enable items. This will create a sort of loop, and we'll insert the loop instead of the static HTML by cutting out Command X or Control X, depending which computer you're using. And I'm going to paste in the loop over here by clicking put items. Now this is generating a loop, and another HTML box has opened over here, item HTML. Now I'm not going to put both of the items inside, I'm just going to put one of them. And let's see what we need to change over here. So we have about 3 things that we need to change. The first one is a link field. Second one is the color of the link itself. And the third is the icon. So let's just add these 3 all together. So add attribute. Let's start by color picker. Call it color. Give that a default value. And add. Next attribute is going to be link. I'm going to call it link. and the default value will be hashtag. And the next one we said color, link, and icon. So let's choose an icon field. And over here we need to put some default. So let's put the class. This class is coming from Font Awesome. So phone icon, and back into the HTML. Over here we can start replacing the static HTML with our dynamic fields that will be coming from the Elementor settings. So color, and the last one is going to be the icon field. Perfect. When using a link, I suggest that you also add the link attributes. Perfect. Let's click update to save and test this out. So refresh, click to edit, and you can see our icons are gone right now. So we're going to need to add items. So we don't have any items yet. I'm going to click add item, and we'll call this one phone. And let's, okay, I see there's a phone icon over here, and let's give it a color just to see that the color field is working. And the link for phone will be TEL and your phone number. So depending on which country you are in and stuff like that, that's the phone number, and when someone clicks on it, it will call. Next one, let's add another item, and this time we'll choose an envelope. Perfect. And this will be mail, and mail to, and your email. Perfect. So, let's just give it another color to check that's working as well. And as you can see, you can add as many of these icons as you want, because we use the loop builder, which is called items inside of the widget creator. So that's working as well. And I think we're pretty much done. I mean, you can add as many settings as you want. For example, if, background color for the box, or the changing the border color. So you can make anything into an attribute and replace that. Let's just give an example by maybe giving an attribute for the icon size. So I'm back into the widget creator. I'm going into attributes. I'm going to use a number field, since we didn't use number field yet, and I'm going to call it icon size. And over here in the suffix, we can choose none, give that a default value, and inside of the CSS, let's scroll down to the part where it's the icons, and over here you can see font size. I'm going to replace that with the new dynamic field we created. I'm going to click update, and let's refresh, and click on the box to edit, and we can see our new field. And I'm going to use the up down keys, and perfect, it's working, to check that it's working, and it is working. Great. So that was a quick tutorial of how to use the widget creator. Of course, it has many other features. If you have any questions, you can contact me. If you have any more ideas for widgets, you can contact me. So you can see this idea was from one of our users. He said he needs it. He's already a pro user, so I was glad to make it for him, and glad to make a tutorial for you. Have a great day, and see you next time.